Karlene Salmon. I'm your sister-in-law, and today we're going to talk about the steps you need to take before you come to us or to any other attorney to retain an attorney when you're buying a piece of property. Because sometimes we'll get calls from people saying, hey, I'm a prospective purchaser. I'd like to purchase a property. Do you know of any properties in Jamaica for sale? And we're like, well, no, but we have friends who are realtors, and so we give them the number. Because attorneys are, in most cases, you do have some attorneys who are realtors, but in most cases, most attorneys who do conveyancing, like me, are not realtors. So here are a couple of steps that you have to bear in mind before you retain an attorney. Number one is making sure that you engage a realtor. A realtor will help you. Now remember, you as a purchaser, you're not paying the realtor anything. The realtor is going to be paid on commission by the vendor, the person who is selling the property. Now with realtors, you have your pick. You can tell your realtor, describe the property that you want to buy, explain to them your price range, location of the property, what your needs are, and the realtor is the person who's going to do all the legwork, come up with options for you, come up with a couple of options for you. And each time you make a choice, it helps the realtor to identify and hone in on exactly what it is that you want. So at the end of the day, I have had clients who have gone through realtors to purchase properties, and I haven't had any complaints from them. They found properties that they like. So yeah, a plug for my realtor friends: get a realtor. If you haven't done step one, which is to get a realtor, but you had somebody approach you to say, hey, I have a piece of property in Jamaica here that I want to sell. Are you interested in buying? Fine, that's fine too. But here's the thing. You see, the realtor would have done the step also of determining that the person who is selling the property really has the right to sell the property, because the vendor has to show them the title, and if their name is not on the title, the vendor has to give them proof of how they're connected to the title. Yes, it will belong to my daddy, and here's my daddy's will, or here's a grant in my daddy's estate, so at least the realtor knows how the person is connected to the property and can really sell it. Because I can tell you a couple of horror stories that I have heard of people saying, yeah man, I find this piece of property I'm going to buy, and they come to us and then the deal falls through. Why? Because they find out later that, guess what? Father and son have the same name. Ken Brown Jr. and Ken Brown Sr. And Ken Brown Sr. is on the title, but they don't say Ken Brown Sr. on the title, it says Ken Brown on the title. But Ken Brown Jr. gets the smart idea, rather than wait for daddy to give the property to me, or rather than wait for daddy to die and pass the property to me, I am going to sell the property myself. Because guess what? No me name Ken Brown, no Ken Brown on the title. Only later for siblings to find out that Ken Brown Jr., that Jr. is trying to do a thing and sell the property out from under them. That is when the real you-know-what hits the proverbial you-know-what. Just if you're not going for a realtor and you are purchasing from somebody who has approached you, or you have approached a person, make sure you see things like the title. Make sure you speak to other people and confirm that really this is the same Ken Brown as who is on the title who is selling you the property. So just do all your due diligence and make sure that this person can really sell to you. Final step before you come to us as attorneys or any other attorney to represent you in a purchase of a property is to make sure that you have made an offer on the property, that you said, all right, I'm prepared to buy it at this price, and that the seller has agreed that you're going to buy it at this price. Because I can't tell you the amount of times when we get a contact and the person says, yeah man, I'm ready to buy a piece of land. What's the price? Well, we don't really settle on that yet, That is a very, very important detail that you need to have before you come to the attorney, because we can't negotiate for you. You need to come to us and say, look, this is the price that we've agreed. And make sure it is the price that you've agreed, because we don't then want to be engaging with another attorney and then find out, oh no, that's not the price, it's not 12 million, it's 50 million. No, the price before you retain your attorney. So those are the 3 steps you need to follow when you're buying a property in Jamaica before you come to us as attorneys.